Hello everybody, this is Mike Agliolo for StudentStock. Been wanting to get into showing you folks how to do layer styles. Right here is an example in this image of how I just took Photoshop and I created this bagel without photography. Took a photo of this dish, but wanted to put a bagel on it. And this is how I made that. So let's go to the image of just the plate. And first thing you need to learn to do is find the center of an image. And you need your rulers to do that. Here's the rulers right here, and what we're looking to find is where this center is. Now I've already got it marked here, but here's how I found it. I used a Photoshop tool, this lasso tool, and I simply clicked and held Option down, which turns it into rubber band, and I went from corner to corner. I let go, there's dead center. I grab this on my rulers, I put my mouse right inside there and I click and drag, and it puts a 0 mark right where you want it. Command D gets rid of the marching ants, and now you can see up here there's a 0 right there and there's a 0 right there. When I want to find that center, I just have to line it up with those two zeros. Pretty important to do. So I grab the rectangular marquee tool right there, find center on the left and the top, click, hold Option and Shift, and it makes a perfectly round circle. I then want to turn that into a layer, Command J. We're going to learn the shortcuts. So Command J makes it a layer. There it is right there. So I take that layer, I put marching ants back on it. I do that by pushing Command, clicking on the layer. And now here's where we go to layer styles. To get quickly to layer styles, just double click on your layer right on the picture, and that dialog box opens right up. And what I want to do is go to an existing style. We'll get to how we manipulate them in a minute, but there they are. And these always come in your Photoshop package, and you can add to these real easily, and we'll again get to that in the future. But right now I'm going to put this blue color right on there. I could pick any of these colors, but I'm picking this blue one because it's nice and clean, has a nice feeling already. Then you can see that it's put check marks right here. I'm showing you with my mouse. I click on bevel because I want to adjust the size of this bevel. So I fool around and I move it up and down until I feel like I've got a good feeling for it. I like it really soft here. And I work the depth, and I'm just guessing because I can come back to this. I say OK. Then here's where you need to find center again. Command D for getting rid of the marching ants. There's my center mark. There it is on this side. I line those two up. I couldn't do this without that 0 centering mark. I click Option and Shift, and I draw a perfect circle in the middle. And watch what happens when I hit delete. Starts to look like that bagel we're making. The only problem with this one is it's blue and it's got a ridge on it. So I'm going to get rid of that ridge first. And I need the bevel part. So I'll play with that size. See it smooth out? Now it's starting to look like a round bagel. I say OK. Now here's one of the things that most people forget is to do much else to this, because it's a layer style, I need to get rid of the styles. I'm happy with what that looks like. So to get rid of the styles, I need to create another layer. So I'm doing that by clicking on these arrows up here. It says New Layer. And you'll see in my palette right here, there's a brand new layer right there. I hold Shift, I click the one below it, and I merge those two. And the shortcut is Command E. Notice now, there's that layer, and it's all one, and it has no layer styles on it. I can now easily manipulate it as if it was a photograph. I'm going to neutralize the color, Command U for hue saturation, take the saturation down to 0, and I like to do this. I say OK because I like it gray, then I do the exact same thing again. You know, there's 7 ways to do everything. This is how I'm doing it. I click Colorize, I start to pick my color that I like by moving my hue saturation level I'm picking that brown, I'm darkening it a little bit. I say okay. Now what it needs is some texture. Go up to filters, noise, add noise. You can start to see how that has produced a nice grain texture. I still want a little more texture in there, so I'm going to go to filter again, and I'm going to go to my filter gallery. I think it's a great idea if you go up there and learn all of these. On this particular one, I'm going to pick, see all these choices you have up here? I'm going to pick texture, and I don't know how to say this word. Caricature, I think is the right way. And you can choose how much you want an image to form on that. You can see how the depth, see these cracks that are forming in there? You can choose all that texture that you want. I'm going with what I've got here, just guessing. It's 28, 1, and 3. And I've got a nice texture on this, and it's starting to have that look. This circle isn't perfect. I'd fix that. I'm not afraid to come back in here, find those 0 marks again, hold Option, and make this circle a little bit better. Once you've got marching ants, by the way, you can move them around as long as you're on a tool that allows you to do that, which would be one of these two tools right up here. I'm going to hit delete. See, that's a much better circle, and we've got our beginning of creating our bagel. We'll get into this a little bit later, and our project will be to show you how we absolutely make it look just like this with a drop shadow, and I'm also going to show you how to cut it in half, make it look like you took a knife to that, and that'll be the next video that we do. Give this a try. I think you'll have some fun, and you'll start to learn some things that you can apply to other things. This is Mike Aguilera for StudentStock. Try this. Let us know if it works. Take care. Revenge is mine. I'm full-blooded Sicilian.